Good evening, everybody. It is a Monday night here in Nashville, Tennessee. We are coming to you from the OTT Center. Tracy Kornet, along with our newest member of our WSMV4 News team, and that's Hunter Hoagland.
Hi, everybody.
How are things going?
Things are going. Listen, I gotta apologize. I just had coffee, so to be standing this close to you, I feel a little guilty. But getting used to that late night schedule again. Got to chug some caffeine where we can. But what a great station to work at.
Wow.
We've had such a fun time already, just being on the air. Can't wait to anchor with you here at 10 o'clock.
This is going to be our inaugural evening, our inaugural show at 10.
Coming up here in 30 minutes, so we'll see how it goes. But so far, so good. Lydia was great at 4. And we're just slowly learning how things are working here.
Well, one of the things we do is this streaming show every night.
Sure.
And we usually talk about the top stories coming up at 10 o'clock. But one of the things I want to dive into is a big issue that's front and center because our legislature, I can't believe we're already convening for another General Assembly here.
Another legislative session happening tomorrow. So many different issues that we're looking at, right? We're going to be talking about public safety, of course, always a big one, different health care in rural communities. A really big one, though, that they are going to be focusing on, especially the supermajority Republicans, is what we're seeing in terms of immigration reform. Obviously, a lot of this on the heels in terms of what we're seeing with protests across the nation following that shooting of Renee Good. Many of you will remember she's the woman who was shot and killed by an ICE agent in Minnesota just last week. So, of course, front and center as we gear up for this legislative session happening tomorrow.
Well, and let's get into the weeds just a little bit because one of the proposals, or at least something that's going to be brought up here, are these safe centers. I think there's so much fear in our communities, and when it comes to schools in particular and churches, the proposal involves just making sure that ICE agents cannot approach and just show up. Because then you've got these kids then not getting educated.
Sure. There's so many just different sides when you look at all of this. Obviously, right, that is one of the bills that Democrats are proposing here. Going to be a little bit of an uphill battle, right? When we just look at the makeup of what we see in terms of the House and Senate, again, largely controlled by Republicans. So to Tracy's point here, we have seen Democrats already try and push some of these bills through, again, including some of these safe spaces. We're talking about churches where they're hoping ICE agents will stay clear from, schools as well, again, just in an effort to protect some of those kids and really just the most vulnerable that we see here in Nashville.
It's also going to be interesting as when it comes to how they are really trying to push forward our local police getting involved in, well, at least kind of backing up ICE. I don't even know what the proper terminology would be, but in some other communities, just working together a little better. It's going to be very interesting to see how Metro Police and our Democratic-led city, with Freddie O'Connell being quite vocal on that, how that's all going to work out with this ICE issue, because it is hot, it is heated, and there's been so much opposition with other legislators like Andy Ogles speaking out when there are ICE issues here in our city.
That's one of the things. So obviously last year they tried to push some of this through. We're definitely going to see a renewed push to get more local law enforcement agencies on board with ICE, kind of making them work in tandem. Again, to your point, it's going to be interesting to see how Metro Police adopt this and really work with ICE. One of the bills that we're already seeing is a bill that would make ICE cooperation mandatory. So it's one of those things that could pressure law enforcement to really just formally partner with ICE agents, holding a lot of these immigrants in an effort to wait for DHS to ultimately get a hold of them.
Yeah, so we shall see. But again, tomorrow already, Tennessee's 114th General Assembly convening, and another hot issue, school vouchers, which Governor Bill Lee wants to see not only pushed through, but expanded to cover more families beyond the 25,000 scholarship slots that have already been accepted and passed here, but to expand that. So we shall see if that passes.
We shall see. And of course, that's a controversial one as well. Many of you will remember this from last year as well. We saw some of these school vouchers get expanded to other groups. Some proponents would say, hey, this makes it more competitive, right? Parents have that opportunity for universal school choice, allowing their kid to really get the best education they possibly can. On the other side of this, we're also seeing that some people say, hey, this is unfair for public schools, right? Stripping some of that funding from schools that are already running so strapped, devoting those funding, really, you can say, to private schools. So something that we're going to see definitely push through in the coming days.
And we will be talking to a lot of families covering this issue extensively and covering this General Assembly extensively. Hunter Hoagland, welcome to the family again.
Happy to be here. We got a really big show coming up tonight at 10. Certainly the weather, too, man. It's been all over the place.
The craziest temperature swings
We had it,
crazy
60s last week. It felt great out there. It was hard to believe it was even January. Right now, we're seeing it drop super cold.
I'm scared to get this cold.
I know.
Because it is really going to be frigid out there. And then in the Cumberland Plateau is where we're talking, which is always, they get the snow. And when we talk about snow, everyone gets all excited thinking it's going to happen all across Middle Tennessee.
Right.
Most likely not the case, according to our meteorologist, but you just never know.
I know. You're going to still have some people who are out there buying up all the milk and bread and things like that. People hoping for a snow day. Probably not likely this week, as it's really just that dusting up in the higher elevations.
So we'll certainly get to the latest here in, 27 minutes. So join us for WSMV at 10 o'clock. We'll be streaming it here and, of course, on our linear station as well. We're going to sign off for here. But, folks, it was lovely to have Hunter with us on our